I am Caitlin R. Steffen, as you guys know, but I did change my title, and I don't think I gave anybody an explanation for doing so. So I'm going to keep going. The breakthrough was always you, and that's what you missed. That's why things may have been delayed. Look, whether we got anybody in the building or not, this is going to be on for the replay. So the breakthrough was always you. When I'm saying that, I'm meaning you're facing all the insides of you that you didn't even know was there. Like the jealous side or the narcissistic side. You know, you're really doing these inner awarenesses so you can be the example of what others need to recognize within themselves so they can enhance their life too. That's all it's for. It's not for to outshine anybody. It's to get everybody on the same tempo. You know what I'm saying? So the breakthrough is always you. Anybody that's landing on this. Like the breakthrough you're waiting on, you could think, man, yeah, right, I don't even have a job, I don't have money. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about within your mindset. You got to quit thinking about everything as the world would put you in. Kick their boxes over and let them know that you're not going to fit in any of their boxes. Look, they're not supposed to understand. This is something that is between you and God, okay? And like, with that being said, you should be good. You should be golden, because you are. You just don't know it yet. You know how long it took me to realize who I was, guys? I'm still getting the inside scoop of it all. And it's like, holy shit. These people they wouldn't dare tell you. Nope. You got to go through all these trials and tribulations just to really understand. But once you do, that's when you want everybody to have it too. You know what I'm saying? That's the dimensions that you're going to always have is love. And if you don't give it away, it's going to shrivel up and die. And that's the only thing that can go. See what I'm saying? So that really means loving your neighbor like you love yourself. And if you don't love your neighbor, you might not be loving on yourself. And there's reasons for that. I mean, I'm not being cliche. I'm being real right now. This shit could set people free if you really wanted to hear what I was saying. I'm sorry for not looking at you. I'm trying to put on some background music. Okay. Because this breakthrough you've been waiting on has always been you. And that's what the Most High God has been trying to show you. But you're still in denial. Because of the world. Hold on a minute. What am I? Okay. I have to clear my mind for a minute to get what song I was putting. I'm channeling a lot of different energy right now. It's weird. Because I haven't done it in a while, you guys. I haven't been on here in a while. And there's a reason for that. But, so now I'm back to tell you that the breakthrough was you. And that's what you've been waiting on. And, like, you might even still be, like, not really feeling it. But to those of you that are already knowing and you're already on that, wow, this is really a thing. Hey, what's up? Vote for Jesus. I'm glad you always do the emojis because it actually catches my eye because it always says just weird stuff. I don't even know if it's people coming in or not. I'm just talking. But, no, I'm talking about how the breakthrough is always you. And like, you got to really sit still with that knowledge because a lot of us were made to believe that we wasn't. You know what I'm saying? They always wanted to make us feel like we were less than. And how dare you ask them questions? Or, you know what I mean? Always trying to just make you out to be an outcast or the reject. But that was for a reason, because you were hidden in plain sight. So now, as you're breakthroughing, because that's what's happening, you might feel like you're going through hell. Because you are, basically, within your mindset, the way you're viewing people, the way you're viewing, if you're being gang stalked, anything could be happening in your life right now. And only you would know, okay? But I know what that's like. And the best thing, if you do relate to that, if there's a reason why I said that, the best thing to do would be to ignore them. That's the best way to go. And they're all working for the only God, the one that defeated death, right? They don't even know it. Just like we didn't. I need to turn this down a little bit. Hold on, guys. I guess it went. I don't know what the hell happened. It went down on me because that thing TV's messed up anyway. So, anyways, the breakthrough was always you. So it's like you're coming, like the prodigal son shall return, but in a way that only you would know. You know what I'm saying? These are things that you would be hearing. It's like confirming to you. Maybe look up what that means, but maybe not put it in that category. Put it in as God, putting in as you running out as like on a, like rebellion against God, like the prodigal son shall return. That's how I'm viewing this, not in the physical, like with your physical father. Think about it as, and you got mother too, and a lot of people with the real harsh, like that real strict spiritual, religious spirit, they don't want to believe in Mother Earth, which don't make much sense to me because it even says it here in the book. Like God put his seed in the dirt, Mother Earth, and boom, there came Adam, right? The atom. Each and every one of us are made of them. So the breakthroughs are literally you guys. You wouldn't be so lonely if you knew all the cells that were working for your favor right now. All this little atom, all the stuff and the neurons that are flickering in your brain. Or those of you that might be feeling what I'm saying, and you might not even like me. You might think who she thinks she is, but you are feeling it. And that's what truth is, because it's laying in every one of us. You just hate, like it's something you know, but you don't know it until somebody says it. You know what I'm saying? Because we've all been asleep. And like the way they segregate us in school, I mean, they really are doing a number on the psyche here as just the middle class working people, right? And so putting all that shit aside, all politics, all that stuff aside, and you just center yourself, you forget about the outside world. That's when you get into your like closet space, right? And you get quiet with yourself and you just really look at things as God's shown it to you, and you are going to realize you have been the breakthrough. And your attitude, the way you are presenting yourself to this world, is the breakthrough you want. You, taking better care of yourself and being more presentable because you're a child of God. You're representing your Heavenly Father the way He should be represented. In my book, He don't want you out here robbing Peter to pay Paul. You are going to be no more the borrower. You are going to be the lender in this season. But you have to get prepared for it mentally, or you're not going to be able to manifest the whole the ambassador of Christ that you're trying to be, if that makes sense. Not in a blasphemous way. I'm saying like you got the kind of heart that can shift money around where it needs to go right now because everybody else is quick to sell out. That's something that no matter what happened, you didn't do that. So what do you think? That's just going to go unnoticed? Some of you guys don't have a clue of who you even are yet. And it blows my mind because I thought, I didn't know, but God's putting me here in front of you to let you know, because why else would I be up doing it? I don't give a shit what people do with their life, but God does. He needs you to understand that the breakthrough is you. You had like you waking up in the morning a little, maybe 5 minutes before what you're used to. Some of you guys sleep in late, you know better. Some of you guys just need a little bit of encouragement and to understand that like maybe the detestable things you may have done in your life isn't going to be something that is going to keep you from transformation from the Most High. The only God that defeated death. Not these lowercase entities and these deities that these people are making covenants with and everything else. They're bathing and whatever the hell they do. You skip all that, trump all that, because you're under the new covenant. Should be. And a lot of people are still working in the old covenant and the New Testament or the Old Testament, but it's all there. And I know I'm kind of veering off subject, but it's just kind of weird to me that it's all there. Like both sides of the fence are all in the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? Within scriptures. I mean, I've been studying it for a while, and it's still just supernatural. Like right now, it opened up to Jeremiah, and this is where it all started. And I would look at this book and be like, I despised it. I mean, I thought, who do you think you are sitting up on my shelf? And it was the same one, I got from being incarcerated. And it's like, I carry, and it's just the way God moves in people's lives that are just scums of the earth, really. You know what I mean? Because that's all I had. That's all my self-worth was. I was fast and had no idea the value that I had, just that I was born with. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe you're born with it. But who can tell you when you're surrounded by a bunch of Jezebels and harlots, and just that's what your dynamics is, you know? It's like you're born into a family that you don't even understand how the hell you're born there. Like, how the hell did you come out of your mother's wicked ass womb? You know what I mean? Even though we honor our mother and father, it's still a thing. What is it? Oh, it's telling me. I don't do that AI stuff, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not doing no scripts. I don't do none of that. I don't believe in that shit. I think it's bullshit, if you ask me. Somebody's got to stay real around here. So, and it's not going to be what everybody likes, but that's good. That's separating the wheat from the tare. And you understanding, man, maybe she's on something. The breakthrough was always me. So nothing that these people has ever tried to beat or install or psychologically in warfare your brain up with who you think you are, how you perceive yourself in the mirror. That's, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he shall be. That's why the breakthrough's always been you. You break through your own walls, boom, it's like you're going to be breaking through a firewall into rising in from the phoenix, right? Rising from the ashes. It's all like in with the same thing. Religion, don't you think it's funny that every country has a different religion? How convenient to keep us all divided. God don't want me to represent religion. He wants me to just represent him. He never said become a Christian. He said just follow me. If you want to live a long, healthy life, here I got these basic rules. It's up to you to follow them. They're not that bad. It's not that he don't want you to have fun. He don't want you to be riddled with reprobate minds and doing things that you know damn good and well isn't you. And it's just like the good wolf and the bad wolf, or like in the Indian Native American tradition, like, you know, whatever wolf you feed the most is which one's going to grow. That's everybody, guys. I've had to face my demons head on, and it wasn't no joke because I didn't even know what the hell it was. And it was self-discipline is what it was. That's all it was me getting control of my conscience and saying, no, you're not going to do that because I don't want to. I don't like the way it makes me feel. You know what I mean? It's like you're standing up to that fake side you created for everybody else's enjoyment and entertainment. Quit letting them get their way with you on your expense. It's not. Whoever was last shall be first in this hour. That's all I know. And you were happy to be last. And now that you're being first, you have to understand that the breakthrough is you. Because how are you going to be able to maintain that front position if you don't know you belong there because you've earned it, you've deserved it, because of the pureness you've maintained throughout this life? It's not saying we ain't done some unspeakable, just horrible things, right? It's just saying that we kept that certain hope that maybe, just maybe, that next person isn't going to be the whole fake ass individual that the rest have been, right? People, you got to watch people, man. That's why you just go with your discernment and your intuition, and it's not going to lead you astray. I feel like discernment comes from father, intuition comes from mother. You understand? I'm not trying to clash anything or do any new age stuff. I'm trying to reach anybody and everybody, and it's God's doing something new in this hour, and it's not going to be like your pulpit. Okay, that's something he sees that. No, not going to happen anymore. The children of God are being set free right now, and it's looking like you're junkie. It's looking like you're somebody that don't like somebody would call a bum or an unfit this or that. There's schizo things that people reject because you have the Spirit of God in you, and that's why things have been so hard, because not those around you didn't have it. They knew you had it, but you just didn't know because nobody told you. But now that you know, if I'm talking to you, you digest what I just said and maybe take a break. We're going to listen to The Fall of Beauty, or I'm pretty sure Beyond the Fall of Beauty. That's right. It's a really good song. But yeah, I want to spend some time with you guys and let you guys know that you're the breakthrough that you've been searching for, with these answers you've been seeking. You wouldn't be landing in front of me if you weren't looking for answers for something. And this, some maybe for some, maybe for, one. I don't know. I just know that some of the things that I hold is like a key, you know, for, and God only knows. I don't know. I'm just the willing vessel, right? And it's like certain people, it's like, come in, you know, get as many people in as you can that can even comprehend what the hell you're trying to say. Because not everybody's going to, and I understand that. But God had to get me there, you know. Some of you guys that are trying to make content, if I'm talking to anybody that's trying to make content, you can't worry about what these people think of you. But you have, only you can reach a certain person or certain audience. I'm talking to somebody right now. Only your skin color, the way you speak, the way you talk, just like me being who I am, it's you are the only person that can reach a certain like target of audience of, but it's for God. And it's because you've been there and done it and seen it and baffled in it. And you might still be in and out of it. Ooh. It's weird. It's like confirmation. My throat's clogging up. Hold on, I gotta get something to drink. That was for something. That was for somebody right there. Shit, that's crazy. That's all I can say. Shit, that is crazy when that happens. Because the powers that are trying to be, they don't want you to know that. Then you might be, you know what I mean? How many people are you going to take with you when you finally realize the truth of why you feel the need to do things that aren't you? Or why you ever did, and why you should forgive yourself to do, you know? You can't keep carrying around that guilt, and you might not even be aware that you're carrying it, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I'm speaking to somebody that has no full proof that they have the hunch, like the itch, you know, the maybe, but they're not fully in understanding of how important they are, that they need to quit worrying about what other people think and hop on into the calling, because only you can reach a certain audience. It might be for homosexuals. It might be for something like that. And this is huge. That is a huge calling because of the backwardsness of it all. God told me, he said, because I asked him, I'm like, God, you know, why can't everybody just love? Love should be love. That's what I thought. And he said like this. He said, I'm a businessman. And when I create something, I create it to create by itself after that. And it's just going to keep going. And when you're doing that, you're not reproducing. So that's the only reason he says that's not, you know, that's not something he likes, right? And that's logical. If you were like, say you're just a specimen of matter that you really are, and he's a mad scientist, right? And he's made us all this little inhabitants. But here, something else is fucking with our DNA, or effing with our DNA. And it's like, whoever, it's not of our original protocol. Does that make sense? I don't know who the hell that is. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that. It might be for criminals still in the wilderness. I'm not sure what I said to even make you say that. I'm sorry. The Holy Spirit cruises, and when I rewatch these lives, guys, sometimes it blows my mind, some of the things I say, because it's things that I didn't know. It's like a Jeremiah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and I appointed you a prophet to the nations. Then I said, oh, Lord, behold, I do not know how to speak. You wasn't raised in religion, maybe. You know what I mean? You don't have the credentials that mankind or whoever authority you think could give you that title. You don't think, well, they since they ain't doing it. No, because God's doing it for you. So he's saying, for I do not know how to speak, for I'm only a youth. That's what Jeremiah said after God just blew his hair back with this knowledge, right? But it resonated deep within his soul. It was like the answers he was always looking for. He knew he was created before this realm. God knew him before he was formed in his mother's womb. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? With that, like those you guys that feel like you've lived long, like old souls, things like that, that's what that is. That's God. You said to like forget. I don't know, dude. I don't know all the answers, but the Lord said to me, do not say I am only a youth, for to all that whom I send you, you shall go, and whatever I command you, you shall speak. Do not be afraid of them, for I will be with you to deliver you, declares the Lord. Then the Lord put out his hand, and he touched my mouth. And then the Lord said to me, behold, I have put my words in your mouth. Now, what was he supposed to do with that? Not follow through with what he agreed to? That's I mean, to me, that's just, you'd be wiped off the face of the earth. I'm like, I don't know. I don't even like putting that I am ADHD, because I don't really know. And I don't even like that, but I can't do two things at once sometimes. And sometimes my spelling sucks. And people judge you by that, but they don't know what the hell they're talking about. If that's all they get from your message, they're not on the same frequency consciously. Like, it's like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It's not there, but you see it. You can't see it. My bad. It's there, but you can't see it. Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. And that's what I'm talking about as far as me picking up information to be able to deliver to you. It's like I'm a radio or something. We're all made of like iron and zinc and stuff like that, but God is in control of it. It's hard to explain to the 21st century mind without people getting offended or thinking I'm crazy, whatever. To each its own. Those that can hear will hear, and those that won't. That's not up to me. And I don't they'll only say, oh, this is how I say. I judge it by my fruit. If I'm really off my rocker here, I have fruit. And I'm not talking about just materials. I'm talking about, I have morals. I have a moral compass, like, that I stand by, and I don't not for everybody to see. It's something that I live, like, every, day, I live by that. And that's not up for debate or like, negotiation. That's not going to be bought or sold. It's because it's beyond, like, we're not here that long, guys. It's hard to explain. It really is. Fruits of the Spirit. Perfect. You've been following me for a long time. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Those of you guys that have stuck with me from day one, it's probably been something to see. I don't really know, like, probably a lot of wanting to unfollow me moments, like cringe moments, things like that. But if you're staying with me for that long, it's, you do know. You do know. And that's the beauty of this channel. That's the only thing that I would want to gain from this. Monetary gains, yeah, whatever. It's not what I depend on. You know what I mean? I don't depend on this. I depend on this for knowing that I'm not alone. It's like a give and take, but it has to be certain people, not your whole following account. They're not all going to be rooting for you. Some of them are in there just for bad reasons, just to see what you got going on behind you and whatever. But we can't look. That's the fear you're giving them. If you're worried about anything like that, or somebody finding out about certain things that you got going for you in your life, and you're like, now this I learned through my life not to say nothing to so-and-so, because every time I did, it seems like it fell through. Or every time I would get them to where they wanted to go, they'd forget about you. Or, this could be for anybody right now, guys, So when that happened, you gotta understand that if they find out, or when they find out, your table is being set in the presence of your enemies. What we think they weren't gonna watch? You didn't think you were gonna be uncomfortable with that? With them watching you win? What do you think God said there? He meant everything he said. From as far as my walk with God, everything he said in that book has always been true to me. And it will be for you too, if you really believe it. Like the ones that Christ couldn't believe were who? The ones that didn't believe. Or did I say that right? The ones who Christ couldn't heal are the ones who couldn't believe. Alright, I'm getting ahead of myself. But that's like legit. So you are manifesting your world. I don't care who you are or what you think or this. That's what you're doing, whether you know it or not. So without knowing, you're constantly creating chaos. And I don't want that for you, because I know that I am you and you are me. We are all, like, he's one. That dude's, or whoever, it might be a he or she, I don't know who it is, but the one, your name is one. You understand what that means. It's been a long time since I felt the fire in my spirit. Thank you. Oh man, that's That makes it all worth it. To God be all the glory right there. That's why, you know, just 1 or a million. We never know. It's not about the numbers. It just like God will. He'll get the 1 out of the 99. You know what I mean? No matter what. No matter if it's not in the convenient way or the conventional way, right? You know, maybe I might cuss here and there. Oops. God forbid, you know. But I'm not denying God by the works of my hands. That's a big difference. You don't want somebody that's doing that feeding your spirit. That's feeding your spirit full of hypocrisy. We don't want that. We've had enough of that. And that's why I never did rep religion, because it turns people off by the whole thing. And he never did say that. Not one time. Not that I've read so far. My name is Michael. Nice to reconnect with you again. Yeah, it's nice to... Yeah, right. It's nice to connect with you too. I knew that this was going to be a 12-22. The breakthrough was you. That's what I got earlier today. And like, I seen it tonight, and that's why like I hurried up and was like, all right, I got to do this, because if I dick off, I'm not going to come on. And that's what, it's just like that self-doubt, or that not feeling like, just not, I don't know, guys. I've been just doing a lot of soul searching and making sure I'm not doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, as far as, I guess, I don't want to say shepherding or whatever, but being, like, say, supposedly kind of in a way like that, and not having the back scenes of my life looking right. You know what I mean? I don't want to deliver that, because I think I'll be judged for that shit, and I don't need any more bad judgment right now, you guys, you know? I think life's humbled us all a time or 10, but every time that it humbles you, look, every time, you gotta understand that it's a reason. It's a major reason, and it's to get you back to yourself, to you reconnect to yourself. And it might mean you have to lose it all just to find yourself. And that there is a win beyond any material or man or woman you may think you might need to make it, or you might need to make this look good or that look good. Things come to an end for a reason, if I'm talking to somebody right now. And if you're in that season, God wants you to know it's for a major reason, and to not feel sorry for yourself. But don't take it like I'm saying that as it's not valid for you to feel so, because it is, probably. But you can't stay in that mentality, because he needs you to see the breakthrough behind it. He needs you to see that you're finding you, the one that he made, you know, the childlike wonder, that before you even notice that you needed that mom that wasn't around, or that, you know, just all the things that strip us from that innocence. And that's just the truth. So when that happens to you, you know, and you realize that life wasn't going to be as easy as you thought, or that all those dreams weren't going to be easy as you thought, it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion, and it's to break your spirit, so you can't remember the truth of the fruit of your spirit, you know? It's to get back on the path. That's right, facts. But like, what if you don't even know the path? Like me, I didn't know the path. I mean, I just kind of made my own, you know, but I knew God was involved, because my quality of life. But I had to shut out every voice around me, because everybody else in my life camp, the enemy, I was raised in the enemy's camp, right? They weren't going to sit there and support my God thing, my God theory. Anything good that was supernatural was instantly schizo or this or that. And I'm like, so you're telling me the quality of my life's getting better, and I'm talking about this, and you're going to tell me it's something bad? No. It's no more, Stephen. You're out. You know what I mean? Sorry if anybody's name's that in the chat. But that's what I'm saying. You can't keep... Like, the world's going to want to put you in a box, right? You talk like I do when we're trying to convey a word or message. I do the same. I was raised only in the darkness of wilderness. But that was for a reason. Like, you're like innocent as a dove, but wise as a serpent, right? How'd you learn that? Not by an easy life. And when you got to forgive all the perpetrators in your life too. And I know some of you guys think I could never. but it's baggage. It's spiritual baggage that your inner child don't even deserve to hold on to, because first of all, it never deserved to happen. But God said, look, I'm gonna create y'all, but you're gonna have free will. Now, when these spiritual principalities of their spiritual high wickedness, they sit up in high places. This is your judges. These are people that have pockets deeper than the damn states. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you know what I meant by that. What do you think about the concept of higher self? I believe we all have one, just like God, basically. But that's getting into things that I'm not fully studied up on, right? Like, I try to go based off things that I've either been concrete led to share, or concrete led to know. Like, it's no more like, I don't need to like faith, or like, I believe there is a knowing, you know. But I have my theories of what a higher self would be, but I think we all have one. And it's that childlike version that wanted to be a doctor, and I'm not saying to be a doctor, because like, there's a lot of indoctrination in that. There's a reason you didn't become what you wanted to become. Like, you got to understand that there's a reason for everything. Even if you're not doing very good financially, there's a reason for that. Look, so things might not have turned out the way you wanted to. Maybe you were hanging around the wrong people and got introduced to drugs or something like that, right? And your life just didn't work the way you thought when you were younger. And it's a shell shock to your subconscious, right? In your nervous system. It's a shell shock to it. You see how the lights going off on? Wow, that's weird. Seriously. But but yeah, they're all the wrong people. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's what's up. I need somebody to do that for me, for real. That's great. It kind of makes me feel like I did my job for real for the night. But you know, you're so unconscious through this in a way. I've been so unconscious in a lot of different things that I didn't know were different. I thought everybody did an internal dialect. Did you know that some people don't? I mean, that's mind-blowing to me. No, like, maybe I shouldn't do this, maybe I should trust this person, maybe I shouldn't. I thought everybody had that going on. You're doing your job exactly how only you can do it. That's right. So that's what I was saying earlier. Like, only certain people can reach certain people. And it could be the sound of your voice, your twang, whatever it is. Like I said, your skin tone, your speech, the way you just don't care to let the spirit flow when it needs to flow, even though it can be cringy. Like, guys, you gotta go through the cringe stage and not care what the people that don't understand have to say, because a lot of people I've been bullied. I've had death threats. I've had all kinds of crazy stuff happen since doing this. But I always said, make my millennium, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, what are you gonna do? Like, you want me to give you the location? It's just, and that's not a joke, but it is when you've just been through so much shit. Somebody stupid says something like that, it's just like, oh, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I guess that's the state of not fearing death. I don't know. That's you have to defeat that, I think, the ideal of death. Because look, if you're gonna live an eternal life, how can you be afraid of death, right? I don't know. I'm having a hard time, guys, believing that God would create us like the mad scientist that he is, the businessman that he is. Just, he defeated death. I mean, that's saying a lot. None of the other ones did that. But I don't even know where my closing point was on that. But shit, I completely forgot. It does. And it's crazy how that happens. Because, look, I can go a month without doing this work, right? A month. or even lose it altogether, where I won't want it. You could try to pull my teeth, and I just, and like I could sit there and blame it on witchcraft. I could blame it on this. I can blame it on that. But it's just me. Like, it's me making sure that I'm not saying shit I shouldn't be saying, because that's happened a lot, and just talking out the side of your neck when you don't really know what the hell you're talking about. It's not good. It's not a good look. not in the creator's eyes, I don't think. So I really had to study and show myself approved. I still do. But guys, we're all evolving, because to be prepared to what's to come. And I don't want to get into that really, because it's something that's so hard to even really put my mind around. But he needs to get, it's almost like this, okay? I really want you guys to listen. Those of you guys can hear me. It's like your temperature, all right? You know, like if a bacteria, like you get like a staph infection or something in your body. Well, like if you could, like your body goes into a fever, right? To try to attack the whatever virus or whatever you got inside your body. That's why you catch fevers. It's your body trying to heat it up to kill the damn bacteria that's making you sick. That's why, you know, I as a mother, I would always try to let my daughter have a fever until she got uncomfortable. You know, that's when I would, or if it got too high, you know, always let her, you know, get in that like 99, 100, and, you know, 1, that would be it. Unless she started, you know, showing signs of like headaches or something. But because I knew her body was trying to rid itself. So look, what if God is trying to rid the planet of a lot of NPCs, a lot of people that just are, they really are just a mess. And there is no reaching the other side of what disconnected them from source. So he's got to rid the planet somehow. So like, what if he's trying to get your consciousness level up? Just like I'm using the temperature thing as a metaphor. Like, what if he's trying to get you into that transformation, the tunnel transformation, to get you like to be able, since we're used to, okay, say if it was like 140, 150 degrees out Fahrenheit, we're gonna melt probably, right? So say he's trying to get your body to withstand 110 degree heat with no problem, right? And the rest that couldn't never get it, they're the bad bacteria, and they gotta go. And then we're gonna be the ones that look like the ones that are sitting up in high places. And it's gonna be a time to be alive, but understand it's all gonna happen for the good. It's all happening. It has to happen. How else is it gonna? One person can't do it. You know what I mean? One person can't develop this understanding and expect anything to really like connect, like, what is it called? Collectively, is that what they say? Collectively change. So I want people to flourish around me, whether I like them or not. And look, they could be so far gone that they hate the ground I walk on, but hell, I wouldn't know, because I don't care. I'm not here to be anybody's friend. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to just do my Father's business, and that's it. And, you know, people can do what they want with it, but I'm not here for public opinion, and I'm not here for, to make friends. I mean, I love people. I love everybody too. Like, cause I had to beg God to show me the love he had for people, because I always disliked people. And I'd say hate is a big word, but I kind of did. Like, I kind of just hated people. Like, as like on an average basis, like of people that you meet throughout the day, it wasn't that I hated them. I just didn't care to have any kind of dialogue between me and them, right? Like, just stay far out of their frame of thought, or what they're speaking, or how people are bullying themselves. Quit bullying yourself. If somebody on here has been bullying yourself, calling yourself stupid when you're at work, or if you make a mistake, beating yourself up about it, that's draining your energy, and you don't deserve it. You're too beautiful of a person to, and you don't even know you're doing it. It's something you're used to because you probably heard your dad do it, your grandpa do it, or you know what I mean, whoever do it that raised you. And it might be something just natural, like, you know, if you go to do something like backwards, like if you're trying to put a nut on a bolt or something, you try to put it on backwards, and you've been doing it for so long, and you feel kind of like, that's stupid, I should have known that. Quit talking to yourself like that. You need to understand that, like, you know, like, they still can't replace the human brain with AI. And, like, they never will. So, I hope not. I mean, I guess if enough people get it, and which we're already being programmed by it, but with the phone in our hands. And like, that's some hard truth that even I have to accept, because I do it too. But stuff like this is organic. It's not, I'm not reading a script. I don't have a bunch of people telling me this or that. And I'm not like, I'm not doing it. I'm not following that protocol. I know I don't have to neither, you know, to sit there and read the AI thing, because guys, they got them on here. I don't know if it's like a certain following number where you get this certain setting, or I don't know. Okay, I'm thinking back, but back when I started first on TikTok, it was the 3-minute videos, so I don't really know. But I know, like, after I got a certain level of followings, like, certain things would unlock, like certain things, like I can download this live. Before I couldn't, like when I only had 1,000 followers, I couldn't download the live or pieces of it, anything. So I don't know why I said that, but I don't know why the hell I said that. I guess it's to teach somebody something. Maybe one of you guys were wondering. Because I have no idea what the hell I was talking about with that. I mean, I do. I remember, you know, but maybe one of you guys needed to know that as a person that does content. Exactly. We're just conveying his word, and it's up to them to pick up their cross, right? And a lot of people won't make it, and that's even scripture, right? False accusations, attacks, ID. Yep. Or hold on, false associations, attacks, ID. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'm talking about leveling up. Absolutely. The breakthrough was you. Like, and like, this could be you not even doing anything new within your like physical life, maybe, which I think it should be eventually, right? But to get it through your mind, really think of yourself as what God says you are. Like, who else can tell you who you are besides the one that created you as an atom or an Eve, right? Like, he created atom. We're all made of atoms. That's how we all got to understand it's omnipresent. We're all together. We're all together. That's how, because he created the atom, however you want to put it. That's how I was taught, you know, from the Spirit. And it made sense to me, so. Because, you know, some people you don't want to be attached to. But it's either you are or you're not. Get full UK driver's license with taking exam, not test needed. Message me now. I'm not in that country. Shit. Oh man. I was taught the same thing about Adam. See, a lot of us are, but see, only you can reach certain people. So I don't know if you do content or if you're ever thinking about it, but you have to understand that you have to go through that spiritual ego, because you will get it. Like, from my experience, through the first phase of it, you kind of, but not really. Like, deep down you might have one, but you got to keep a humbleness to you to let other people know that you really are of God. You're not just doing it for worldly clout or whatnot. Just, that's the way I perform anyway. Like, I'm not even performing, I'm just being me. But that's the way I would think that God would want to be represented, not showing you all the stuff that he's done or all the materials that he's given me, right? Like, that stuff is irrelevant when I'm talking about this stuff. Now, if that's how to get your attention, I can do it, but I don't want people in my business. I don't want nobody knowing what I drive. Enough creeps do. You know what I mean? Right, I had to go through that too, and that wasn't easy. Going through that rebirth of that spiritual ego, that spiritual narcissism, like thinking you're God, or, you know, like, and I'm not trying to offend nobody, because it's good that you think that in a way, right? But you have to understand that you're merely just a human. You're not creating the solar system. You're not making the friggin' sun, and you're not keeping the continents and everything together. You might be in like the phase of like, you think you're the God of your own life, like you're going to create your own life. That's a healthy space, but always give credit where credit's due, and that is to the Most High that opened up your mind to even understand the scriptures, or to what people like me have to say. Hey, I'm not saying I have it all figured out. As a matter of fact, I know I still have a long way to go, but I never know who I'm landing in front of. So this stuff can be hard when I'm just going with the flow. That's why I try to have some type of concrete teaching to teach, or I'm going with the flow right now. The spirit, the breakthrough has always been you. You have to understand. Look, how can you, if you've always been in the back, like let's just say metaphorically, like you've been in the back, like the first shall be last and last shall be first. That's what's happening right now. But God needs to get you consciously all the way there to where you can hang on to the blessing, so you're not pissing it away. You're not going to the casino. You're investing it where you're supposed to be. God's got to build you up to be able to hold on to what is rightfully yours, and it's recompense. It's repayment of what they owe you, because they've taken a lot, and a lot of it's been through your time, through your essence, through your truth, through the boxes that they put us in. Kick over their box and say, look, I don't care if you like me, love me, hate me, whatever. I'm still gonna stick in this narrow path that isn't gonna fit the box of everyday people, and you gotta be okay with that. Look, if you stay in your own lane and you have the ability to not do the temptation all the time, say even if you just fast for a day, say you got a temptation, say you just don't do it for a day, that's a win. So don't never think that God's not gonna keep using you because of your sin. Like, that's something I've been picking up on too a lot lately. I'm not giving you a green pass at all, because you are like, in your heart that it's not you. But look, here's the thing. This, you might not know this, but it takes time to get you out of it. One day God's gonna restore you overnight. You're not even gonna know what happened. You're gonna be like, what? I don't even like doing that anymore. It don't even make sense. Why would I even do that? And then that's your avenue. That's going to be who you talk to. That's going to be who you breathe life into. You're breathing life into dry bones where nobody else wanted to go. Nobody wanted to go, where diseases are and shit. I'm putting this in any, if you're gay or anything like that could be in any department, addiction, sex addiction, things like that. If you've been through that and came out of it the other side, that's a key. That's a key to get those people to free them. Like Moses, trying to let the Israelites out of slavery. Because hell, they don't even know they're in slavery. We don't. But that's another topic for another day, guys. I ain't getting into that. Hit me with all your crazy, I promise you I'll get it. And understand. Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if I have it in me to do it. I love you for the God in you that I see and feel. Well, glory be to God for that, because man, only He's done it. It's God's done it, dude. He's the only one that and people used to call me schizo or whatever I don't care what, they still could say whatever the hell they want. I judge it by the quality of my life. That's what shuts up all the doubt, is the quality of life that I have, right? Compared to what I did before. When I really put myself in the concrete with this, like the rose that grew from concrete, right? Like Tupac, So just keep doing what you're doing and understand that the breakthrough is you. And look, God, when you get in the shower, try this if you want. Ask God to make the water like cleanse you, to make you holy unto Him, to renew you. You're shedding. You need to be in water, in the elements. Nice with candle lights, stuff that is going to be set, like comforting to your nervous system. We're going through resets. Like, a lot of this information can't just fall on you all at once. Like, a lot of it would go over your head, right? If you weren't ready for it. Till you were ready for it, because your nervous system can't handle a lot of it, because we've been lied to so damn much. So when the truth does come in, you feel it, but you don't want to feel it too much to where it freaking makes you a whack job, because that's the thing. God told me, because I was going through it one night, just purging and crying and carrying on, I don't know if you can relate, but that's where I was at. And that's what He said, was like, I can't give it to you all at once, because it would basically like fry your system. I don't know. It was weird the way He gave it to me. But like, it even says somewhere, I'm pretty sure it says this in the scriptures, it says that God explains things to you so you can understand it, not me. Only way you could, like the way He said about worship, right? Because I'm like, worship, that's weak. That's I wasn't raised like that, guys. I wasn't raised in religion. Nobody really taught me about that stuff, even though I knew God was real. Like when my sister died, my dad cussed out God. I remember, and I was like 7. I remember asking God to forgive him. Hell, I wasn't in church. I didn't know why I knew that. I just did. So I did. But I don't know what point I was making before that. Well, that purges what is going to make you into the, like, new creature. You're just going to look in the mirror one day or watch or see a picture of you one day and you're not going to believe that it's you. You're going to be like, wow, who's that person? And you're going to be like, what, that's me? No way. Way. You've always been like that. You just had to, like, dim it down because other people didn't want you to wear your crown because they didn't have one. But guess what? You were born with it. So, oops. It doesn't matter what anybody has to say about it, or all the gossip in the world, all the thoughts can come in and try to steal your man or your person, or vice versa. It meant like the men that incubuses that try to do it with, like, if you're married or something, you stay strong with what God said about that marriage, regardless. And like in due time, they will pick up on what you see. If I'm speaking to somebody with that, I don't know. Some stuff's weird with this, guys. You know, I'm just going with the flow. And maybe you're married to somebody that you maybe have second doubts about or something like that, but they are really of flesh to flesh, bone to bone with you. They're just behind spiritually, maybe blinded a little bit, but just give them, this is what you need to do. Plant, or if you want, do whatever the hell you want. I don't care what you do, but like put something that you may see ahead of time in their brain so they can see it too. Like, whether it's a repeating number that you've been seeing, that there is a good way to start regenerating their brain. And look, God speaks through numbers all the time, all throughout scriptures. It's like a clock. Ain't that weird? How, like, I can go down here to, I would say, okay, go to, if we were doing Bible study, I'd say, okay, go to Jeremiah chapter 1, which would be 1 ... verse 5. That's, you know what I mean? That's 1:5. I know it ain't a whole time, but you get the jig of it, right? Start with the repeating numbers. Like, say you're driving down the road with your wife or your friend or whoever, and you see repeating numbers, say something. And it's teaching them to be alert too about their surroundings and to really try to see if there's purpose. We're trying to get these people to have purpose. When you have purpose, that's when everything starts. You're going to level up just naturally because it's your purpose. To be the example of what these people have never seen. Who else is going to do it? God is going to do whatever he wants with whoever he wants in this hour. It's because that's what he does. He's a businessman. I told you that. That's what he told me. He said that about prophets too. He said worshiping. That's right. So I was like, worshiping, that's kind of weak. You know, worship, what does that even mean? He said it's like worshiping. You're sending out worships. Like, you are worshiping. And you're worshiping him, but you're worshiping to keep the bullshit away from you too. Yeah, like that. And like it starts calibrating other people's minds to be more aware of what the hell's going on, because we've all been in this trance basically. I don't know, guys. I don't know how to to tell it to where you can even digest it, because some of it is painful. But once you get to the full truth and you can digest it and you're like, okay, it is what it is. You're safe. You got your nervous system back into functioning shape. You're not like a kid no more. You're not a kid no more. Make sure you tell yourself that. And like even laugh, cry, freak out if you have to. I'm not a kid no more and nobody's going to hurt me because, hey, I got me. What better person do you need on your team than you? You know what I mean? That's why you need to really love you and understand that the breakthrough is you. Nobody knows what you've been through better than you. Screw sympathy and everything else that we need, that most of us don't get. That way, you don't need it. You can give it to yourself because you've seen it through your lenses. And it's not for them to understand. This is like a feel blessed, because not everybody gets this ability to tap into like the fountain of youth of like information or whatever you need to be okay. Even when you are dipping your ass in sin or say you step in a pile of shit, you know, you're gonna smell like shit. That's like you hanging out with the wrong people, and they smell like shit, you know, you're gonna start smelling like shit a little bit. It's like guilty by association, stuff like that. We don't want that. So, be mindful of what you're doing, who you're hanging out with right now, guys, because look, they want people that can see the connection of even a little bit of what I'm saying. They want you they want you quiet. Don't be afraid of the way they show us on TV, how like this person speaks the truth. The next thing you know, they're, whatever, taken out. Don't pay attention to that, because God's got you hidden. You're hidden in plain sight. You're like invisible. They wouldn't even be able to tell it was you anyway. You know what I mean? And that's the way I understand it. I mean, hell, if I'm still breathing, then, like that song, Be the Last Breathing by Tupac. I relate to that song. I really do. I love that song. But I love you guys, okay? Exactly, the trap is seeking others to understand us is impossible, but God gets me. Right, and that can be hard, though. It can even be hard for me, like, especially if you think somebody can understand you and that turns out they don't. It's like, man, but then you gotta remember, it's not for them to understand. I have to be okay with it being just me and God knowing about this. That's why we fast in private. He's not telling you these things for the hell of it. He's telling you that so you're being raised up to be okay with it. You're gonna be rock solid in knowing what God said that day. Whether Joe Schmuck, husband, kid, whoever, mom, dad likes it or knows it or believes it or not. You are gonna just know, because he has shown you through your lenses, through the way he had to show you specifically. Like, I wouldn't understand, like, I wouldn't get it because I can't put on your glasses, If you could get behind my lenses, you could see it all and you'd be like, wow, okay. It makes sense now. But trying to like meet you where you're at can be hard if you're an asshole. You know what I mean? Not that none of you guys are, but I run into that quite a lot. But that's why I don't do it in person. I don't ever talk about this shit in person. Sometimes I do, but it's rare. I think that maybe the split's already happened. And that may be why people are being mean to you and stuff like that. It's not because you're unlikable. It's because they see the light in you that they put out years ago to fit in. And they don't like that. They can't. Like their ego and their pride is so like their heart's been hardened. Their heart has it's been hardened to the point where they can't embrace somebody that managed to stay plugged into source, managed to stay plugged into themselves, right? Despite all the times that you've been alone and you've been with nothing. Because I've been through that. I look nothing like what I've been through. Even in all those times, I never did have it in me to curse God. I mean, I can't say it. Maybe I have told God F you or something once. But I was really hurting. You know what I mean? I was not making excuses. I've already repented for that. But, I never denied that he existed. Never. Because I know better. He's real. And to be able to really communicate that with somebody else and know that they know too is such a relief. Even if it's only one person, dude. It's such a relief. You're like, wow. So me asking myself if I'm crazy for all this time has been really normal. That's normal. You asking yourself that. You know how many people can't ask themselves that and they're just busting moves? If you have the ability to say, what if I'm crazy? You're not crazy. You're just talking to the wrong person. And that's when you need to just move in silence and know that everything is going to become clear in God's timing. And God does not dick around on his timing. So when he's trying to get you to purge something really that you've struggled with really hard, rewind the tape on your life and try to see where the seed was planted. Like if you're having trouble with like being promiscuous, see where the seed was planted. Maybe you were molested by a babysitter or something like that. I'm picking up even like on a male with women, right? That could have been the seed that was planted within you for you to be so promiscuous and a hot ass all the time, despite you being married, despite you feeling guilty, right? It was a seed, so that when you rewind the tape on your life, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna remove that and you uproot that son of a bitch where it became in your mind. Think of it, roll. And sometimes this can be painful, and maybe, I'm not a doctor, but I'm a certified life coach, but I'm not a psychiatrist or anything. But doing that, and really, when you're alone and embracing every moment of it and knowing that every part of it had to happen in your life because you were here as you are during this time on purpose. Even if you are broken, or even if you feel broken, you're not broken. You're just getting started. And the breakthrough you've been desperately waiting on has been in front of the mirror, right there. You to see who you are. What the hell is going on here? Oh, whatever. Oh. Okay, I think I got it that time. It like made me do the puzzle piece. That means I've been on here too long. Alright, you guys. I love you guys, man. And I hope this made sense to who it was for. And if you guys want to connect, even just to have a contact or something, because, you know, we don't know, guys. I think communal living is something that we are really going to need in the future as people that are, you know, we are here in the promised land of milk and honey. And to the ones that know and see where it's being squandered, we are going to need these little communities in order to trade amongst each other when things aren't. You got to prepare. Don't prepare with food and materials. Prepare your hearts and your minds for seeing things that you never thought could happen because of the cleanse. It's Sodom and Gomorrah, guys. Something has to happen. Like, the split has happened, and there is no reaching certain people. It's just, well, that's when you let the dead bury the dead and keep it rolling. Just like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, the movie, the series, you gotta keep it rolling. Just like Daryl and, you know, Rick. Keep it rolling. Yeah, email me, and then that way I'll have your contact, you know, just to have it, you know, like, hey, I see what you see, here's my contact, whatever. It's just, even if we never speak ever, and things just, I'm wrong about this, and things just stay great, and things stay where we can be in our comfort zone, and this cleansing don't really need to happen, right? Which, that's what I would hope. I don't want to see this cleansing, which, God, you gotta understand, Mother Earth, God, it's all there in the book. Those you guys that really have been nurtured in the Holy Scriptures, you know what I mean when I say that there has to be a Mother Nature. He planted his seed in her soil, so we came from Mom. And when you can understand, when you start kind of putting the two and two together without the religion, that's when you understand your digital footprint in everything you do, and that's how you like that you reap what you sow type thing. That's why that matters so much. Because you're literally leaving a digital footprint within Mother Earth, because she's your mother. She's the mother that you always needed, the one that was going to protect you like the mother protects. You know, monkeys know how to raise their kids better than we do now, guys. That's horrible. I mean, what the hell's happened to us as a species? Like that one girl kicking the hell out of her little kid. That was horrible. That door cam busted her ass. I don't know who it was, but she deserved that. That shit. And it's like hard telling what happened to that boy before that. You know what I mean? And then she wanted to be sorry. She was just damn evil. That poor baby. Mother Earth, the one that needed to, like that nurturing mom. Like, don't kill the chicken, you know, that was Chicken Henry. Well, we need it for dinner, you know, blah. You need the mom to nurture you. The masculine male, you need the nurturing female. If you didn't have it in the physical, go to your first mom, the one that connects us all, Mother Nature. That's when, go outside and lay on the ground if you have to, or right there in your house. It'll bring back your nervous system into yourself, where you know you can keep referring to you got to keep reassuring that to your nervous system that it's safe if you've had a traumatic childhood and you didn't have that balance of mom and dad in the home, right? And a lot of us haven't. And like a lot of us are raising homes like that, where the father's absent or OD'd or something. Like that's the reality we're living in, man. Like my daughter has a lot of kids in school, like her friends, they don't have a parent that's even alive, and you know what it's from. In my generation, we got really baited into some evil stuff, man, and that was through addiction. Like, they knew what they were doing with that genocide there. And it's a shame, and I've lost so many family members. Like, this has touched, I think each and every one of us in one way, shape, or form, this disease of the war against and all that, right? One way or another, you've been touched by it. I mean, half, you know, It's just really sad. And like, it all came from the war. Yeah, it might have been oil too, but that was when, okay, where'd it go when the war stopped? Oh, I don't know. What? Oh, yeah. That's what they want. That's what they mainly want. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what they mainly want, is your soul. And they can't have it. You have a purity left inside of you that's been preserved because you love God. God preserves those that love Him. You might not, your hands might not all be all the way clean, but you have been preserved for a time such as this because you love God. You always have, because He knew you before He formed you in your mother's womb. I'm pointing to this book, Jeremiah. It's where it all started. I'll never forget. And it was 2022. It was the end of February, and it was when it all finally started to make sense, because I studied Aleister Crowley and all these other people first, and I just didn't want nothing to do with it. I was pissed off at the Bible. I was pissed off at God, because I'd been a victim of SA and stuff, things that I never thought He would let happen to me, but I didn't understand. I was perishing for lack of knowledge. I didn't understand that God, like, people have free will, and like, I was with my mom. She was like my arch nemesis. You know what I mean? I didn't know that. I was a kid. Well, you think you're with your parent, you think you're safe. Well, shit happens, and I want to blame God. That's what I did. I was so mad at God. I went on a freaking free for all, and it wasn't a healthy one either. But so as I started to calm back down, and all the times that I just wanted to just I didn't want to remain anymore, if that makes sense. But it didn't matter. It's not my choice. But when I got deeper into that, and that's when God opened up my mind, all the Catholicism and all how it's all connected. And then Crowley, the teachings of him, how dark they get. And then I think of Catholicism, I'm like, ooh, you guys got a lot in common here. And then you guys go for a certain gender. There's something a little bizarre about that. And I'm not trying to offend anybody in the building. I'm trying to break you free from the chains that you've been illusionized in, if that's even a word. Because He came off that cross, guys. There's a reason that they worship Virgin Mary, right? It's a reason. There's everything. There's symbols and everything. There's a reason for Him. He came off the cross. So there's a reason why certain things are happening in these religious buildings, because it's taken you away from your Creator instantly. Because it's a turnoff just by hearing about it, right? The pulpit of the church is doing this behind the scenes. Who wants anything to do with it that has any logic, morals? You don't. That's what it's all for. It's made to push you away from your Creator, because it's like a as above, so below type thing. Not in a satanic way, guys. Just hear what I'm saying. It's like we're in the in-between, but you're not. You're becoming the breakthrough to get out of the in-between, out of that contradiction. You're really understanding who and what you are, and what your purpose is. When you find your purpose, you're going to wake up with the same way you would wake up when you were in your sin and you knew you had it. Or like if you were ever in addiction, you wake up and you're all, oh yeah, I got that. So you jump up. You're going to have that excitement without tearing up your body and your vessel. You're going to be waking up with that. What is today holding? Like a kid, that you're going to return to your childlike faith. And God's using you in ways that you're not even aware of. To somebody on here, you're not even aware of it. You might not even like the word God, but God is using you in major ways and you don't even know it. That was for somebody in here, and that's amazing. All glory be to God for this message. I love you guys. Okay, I'm going to hop out of here, and it was 12:22. The breakthrough is you. Really meditate on that you guys can hear me, okay? I love you guys. Have a good night. Stay up and stay prayed up, but don't stay up too late. And take care of yourself. Take care of you. You got to pick you over your children, over your wife. Because if your mental health isn't in the square, you're not going to be worth a shit for anybody. You've got to pick you, because you know what you need. Let God put that in your heart. And you might think, oh, I can't afford this or that. Treat yourself, because nobody else is going to take care of you the way you can, the way God will show you to, right? Because, you're the one set aside. You're not above or below. You're just a little set aside. And, you know, or maybe people think you're too strong to check on. It's because they know you get your cut from source. They might not consciously know, but they know you're straight, and you know you're straight. You don't need nobody to call and check on you because you get your cut from source. That's why you got to take that alone time to do that. And to really be in that in-between of that cardinal mind and the spiritual trying to take over your flesh. It's like a little battle. That's why fasting's important. Phone fasting's important. Even like if you're participating in sin, fast on that if you can, you know, and just do the best you can, guys, and understand that every dark night there's always going to be a light day after that. You know, it might be a little gray, it might not be the best day, you might not feel the best, but you're still breathing. And like that song by Tupac, it keeps coming to my mind. It's just funny because it's so not like it's verging off of what, like, God, you know, like, what's the song? The last MF for breathing, I'm pretty sure it was. It's came to my mind twice during this live stream. God's funny. But, you know, just like DMX, there was a lot of times that he made some really heart-filled music that was just unbelievable, really. For like, despite all the shit that he would make, here he'd make this golden tape at the end. Like, it just was, it's crazy how God can just use whoever he wants to get that one out of the 99. He's going to come for you any way he can. Whether it's through sin, it don't matter what it is, he's going to reach you no matter what. Let him. Trust him. You don't, I mean, some of you guys don't have much left to lose. You might as well trust something higher than you, which is your higher self. You know? I hope that made sense for who it's for. I love you guys, alright? Till next time, stay prayed up and stay up. I love y'all. Good night. I'll be back on later. Like tomorrow.